My name is Mike with Kilns, and this is our new 3-button controller made by Orton. The latest version we have has our logo on the front to be able to identify it. This controller is much more powerful than previous versions, and it does come pre-programmed with some starter programs. The program start-stop button here, if we press it once, their LP mode is for large piece of glass, so your larger, thicker pieces. They're slower, more conservative firing schedules. If we simply arrow up, the SP mode is for smaller pieces, a little quicker firings, a little less annealing times. There's a bead program. If your kiln has a bead door on it, the bead should be turned on. If it does not have a little flip door on the side, we actually turn the bead off so you won't see it. The user mode is a wonderful thing to have because you have 25 blank programs there. Each one is 20 segments long. So you can put more programs than you'll probably ever use into this controller. So I'm going to go back to SP mode, which is the most popular mode for the smaller kilns. They're a little faster firings. If I press the button on the left, there's a fuse program, a tack, a slump, a polish. If I push it again, it goes back to fuse. If we want to see what's in fuse or to run this one, push the button on the left, rate 1. It's going 300 degrees an hour to a temperature of 1,000 degrees. Hold there for 0. Then it's going to go as fast as possible. Full is located below 0. So if we were to go up 3 degrees an hour, 2 degrees an hour, 1, and we go all the way down to 0, going 1 more, it'll get us to full, which says do the best you can. Push the button on the left, we're going to 1,350 degrees, hold of 0, and then it's going to slow up a little, 500 degrees an hour so it doesn't overshoot when it gets to 1,480. That'll hold there for 10 minutes. If 10 minutes is not a good number, you can turn it down, and here it's 5-minute hold. Press the button on the left. It's going to go as fast as possible somewhere, and it's going down to 950. If you're a spectrum person, 950 is a pretty good number. If you're a bullseye person and you're like, oh, I have to anneal at 900, please change the number down to 900. We'll push the button on the left. It'll hold there for 30 minutes, which does almost every annealing for a brick kiln that you'll need in the smaller models. Press the button on the left. It shows a 0 for rate 5, which means there's no other numbers in there. You could add more segments. You could make this a really long program if you chose to, but to end it, we simply put a 0 in the rate when we're done. Push the button left again, start, and then on. It's going to do a little diagnostic, and then it's going to start clicking on and off. There are 4 options that we want everybody to know about on these. One of the options is skip step. If we were going up to 1,480 and going to do the 5-minute hold, and you looked in and saw that at 1,460 the piece was done, you would push the middle button once and the left button twice to skip out. So at 1,460 you could simply advance and skip out. It does not change the program. You could change it later if 1,460 is your new favorite temperature for your fuses. If you push this again, you could change the hold time on the fly for that segment you're in. You could actually change the temperature on the fly. The other one that's important is the alarm one. If you select the alarm button while it's running, I double pushed it. If you select the alarm button while it's running, 32 has the alarm turned off. If we wanted to turn the alarm on to say 1,460 so that while the kiln is heating up, we could get some notification to go back and check on it because we weren't really sure if 1,480 was going to be too hot. We could run this alarm up to say 1,460 and set it, and it's going to beep continuously until you come back and check on it. It's just to notify you that it has hit a temperature that you have set. So now we have an alarm at 1460. So as this heats up, and it passes 1460, it's going to beep to notify you to come take a peek at the glass and see if you're happy with it. If you want to program review it, you just push the down arrow once at any time while it's firing, and it will simply cycle through the whole program so you can verify your numbers. And if you're done, you were programming it, or you're unable to fire completely that day, we don't want you leaving it unattended, you could push the program start stop button. It'll say abort. It'll tell you it only ran for a couple minutes, and then push the button again. It goes back to idle, or you could turn the controller off, or you could go back into the program and make any changes that you saw that needed to be made.